그러니까 그건 물건이 아니야.
비디오는 분명 물건입니다.
맞는 말이면서도 틀린 말이기도 해.
They're talking about an old film titled Death in Venice by Luchino Visconti, based on a novel by Thomas Mann.
주인의 품에 있다고 해서 훼손 가능성이 사라지는 건 아니지 않습니까?
일반적인 물건일 경우는 그렇지.
특별한 물건이라도 마찬가지죠. 물건인 이상 훼손 가능성은 상존하니까요.
그러니까 그건 물건이 아니야.
비디오는 분명 물건입니다.
So, albeit a video is not a mere object.
맞는 말이면서도 틀린 말이기도 해.
The main character I fails to understand and insists on watching the video Death in Venice.
At the time, I didn't realize exactly what the video had meant to her and what ultimate beauty is to an artist.
In this story, to artist Aschenbach, Tadzio and Venice symbolize ultimate beauty. Decades later and thousands of miles away, the two became a different source of inspiration for Korea's renowned writer Jung Chan. They breathed new life into a story set in a cafe in Seoul's Taegno. Here, Death in Venice unfolded. Cafe Hagnim.
안녕하세요.
선생님, 아이고 오래간만이시고.
오랜만에.
A mixture of reality and fiction is born in this cafe.
잘 지냈죠? 그것 때문에 신경이 쓰이세요.
And the real owner of this cafe, Mr. Lee, is featured as one of the characters in the novel.
괜찮던데 앞에 이렇게
집이 동네가
사모님이 선생님 때문에.
The actual location and person are woven in as essential elements of the story. Over the past 5 decades, the place has been more than a cafe to Korea's artists. To many artists, including Jung Chan, this was the ideal place to listen to classical records and to watch movies that were rare in those days. It was the cultural mecca where artists came to share their thoughts. For this reason, it was quite appropriate for Chung to base his version of Death in Venice on the cafe. As a journalist, Chung was restrained from revealing the entire truth. That burden later helped him pen masterpieces including Perfect Soul, Prairie, and River of Remembrance. His interests in human nature, power, and love produced many great works.
정찬의 경우에는 어떤 그 삶의 본질을 추구한 작가라고 할 수가 있어요. 삶에 있어서 의미란 무엇인가? 우리가 삶을 살아가면서 표현하는 모든 것들, 가령 언어는 정말 생의 궁극적인 어떤 그 진리에 도달할 수 있는 건가? 이런 걸 갖다가 탐구한 작가고요.
And thus, Death in Venice. The novel published in 2003 showed Jung Chan as a writer who sought sensualism and time.
At night, we head to the cafe we love to visit and talk in. Having heard that she possessed the video, I keep persuading her to give me the chance. Persistence pays off, and Elle agrees to share her video. We choose Cafe Hangnim as the viewing venue. At last, I would see Venice and Aschenbach for myself.
어떤 의미에서는 그 실제 인물이 등장하면서 그 베니스 죽다가 그리고 있는 허구적인 공간과 아주 저는 그것을 서로 스며들게 해서 독자들이 그 실제 인물을 보면서 동시에 그 어떤 허구적인 창조적인 공간을 느끼도록 그렇게 만들고 싶었어요. 그게 잘 됐는지는 독자들의 판단이겠죠.
The owner of the cafe puts in the video. Unlike the original novel, in the film, Aschenbach is a composer. That made sense because the character was said to be based on famed composer Gustav Mahler.
Much to my dismay, the video player acts up. Images start to break up, and soon the tape can't be viewed. In the end, I give up watching what I had most wanted to see, the last scene of Aschenbach's death. How Aschenbach longed for the boy, even at death's door. My curiosity is left unquenched.
토마스 만의 베니스 죽다에서 주제가 집약된 부분은 아센바의 죽음입니다. 인간은 불완전한 존재죠. 불완전한 존재가 완전한 아름다움을 본다는 것은 불가능합니다. 오직 신만이 볼 수가 있죠. 하지만 예술가는 본능적으로 완전한 아름다움을 보고자 하는 존재입니다. 하지만 그 대가가 있죠. 완전한 아름다움을 보기 위해서는 생명을 바쳐야 한다는, 즉 죽음을 통해서만 완전한 아름다움을 볼 수 있다는 무서운 전언을 토마스 만은 베니스 죽다를 통해서 보여주고 있습니다.
The image of perfect beauty and death. The human limitation and tragedy of never actually experiencing the lifelong yearning for beauty. His life was probably taken away for stealing a glance at perfection, something granted only to God. To Elle, the video represents a happy death, he realizes. That's why she refuses to label it an object. Imagination is all he's left with. And Jung Chan poses one final question. What is beauty in the eyes of an artist?